things, those things which lock in with your own desire system. So if you identify with a desire, that will determine what you see in the world. When you get to the point that you can allow a desire system without identifying with it, sure, I have lust. Sure, I have greed. Sure, I have fear. Sure, I have depression. But here I am. I am. I am, and there's an aging body, and I am, and there's depression, and I am, and there's hope, and I am, and there's planning, and I am, and there's death. How different the space. That's because the television channels, you're living on more than one of them simultaneously. You're starting to live on all of them all at once. There are some very heavy processes that occur at the time of death. And the Tibetan Buddhists, for example, understood that the meaning of life was the preparation for death. You were preparing to stay conscious through these incredibly heavy processes that happen. Heavy process, example. A fellow called me the other day, his mother just died. He's a meditator, he's a Buddhist. He sat with her through the process. He said at first she protested, then she acquiesced. He said then it got to the point where she was too weak to eat, so I had to feed her. Then it got to the point where she lost her sphincter control and her bowel control, and I found myself carrying her to the toilet with her feces dripping down my leg. And that was a hard one for us. And then it got to the point where all of her unconscious processes started to rise to the surface, and I found in the middle of the night sometimes she would be calling to me, and I'd go over and she'd start to make love to me. And all of the Oedipal stuff was coming up. And he said, and through it all, we still kept the thread. We still kept the thread of consciousness with one another. It's not the physical death that's so scary, it's the psychological death. It's the ceasing to be who you think you are. The thread was held. And I have been now with many people and just holding them as they die. And being right with them, looking in their eyes as the spirit just leaves, as they just leave, and the last breath occurs, and the eyes glaze over, and the being just leaves. And there's just a release, an opening. Because by the time they got to that moment, they were no longer clinging to that which dies. Don't be silly, where could I go? There's no more clinging to that which dies. For who we are was, is, and will be. And these are just processes of transformation that we're going through. Just like it's very hard for a prepubescent to understand the time will come when his baseball cards aren't that relevant. So the time will come when even our mortal coil isn't that relevant. If you will just imagine somebody who has died, and they died in the Western, I'll give you two people. One has died in the Western metaphor, see, so they're busy not dying. Doctor, save me, transplant me, implant me, do whatever you do, but don't let me die. But you're dead, then you die. And a voice says to you, hello. And you say, well, if I can hear a voice saying hello, I guess I didn't die. The voice says, no, you died. You say, well, I can't have died. And that's confusion. It's called purgatory in Christianity. And you just sort of hang in that place, and then you get reprogrammed into the next round. But now, as you go through incarnation after incarnation, on and on and on and on, somewhere along in the sequence of these, you begin to awaken just a little bit. And you get to the point where you begin to hear what I'm talking about, and you begin to see, wow, far out, that's all that happens when you die. So as you're dying this time, instead of, doctor, doctor, you say, wow, this is going to be great. Here we go. Ready? Ready? Put on your safety belt. Here I go. Ready or not? Oh, wow. Ooh. Now you're dead, see. Somebody says hello, and you say hi. Okay. Now you're in a new predicament. You're still somebody. You're not nobody yet. You haven't finished your rounds of birth and death. So you're going to take another incarnation because you've got more stuff to do. You've got to go through more experiences. So you have a list of things you've got to go through, see. You say, gee, if I did it right, I could clean up all of these in one birth. Far out. Let's see. If I took birth as a child in the poorest tribe in Africa, that would be good, because I'd clean up that one. That was the one I got from being that king 50 births ago when I misused that. Then let's see, if I get raped when I'm 9, that'll be beautiful. That would take care of that one, see. And then, see, I'll get syphilis at 13. I could die at 17 and clean the whole thing up. Far out. Okay. So now you've got a problem. You're all ready to do this. You've got your plan, and you put a little sign on you saying, this is all just a scenario. This isn't reality. You put a little sign on it, and the sign says, I am somebody who wants to take this birth looking for 2 other people who need me, karmically like I need them, And the computers whir and all kinds of things happen, and within 1 million or 2 Earth years, something comes up. Doesn't matter, it's going on anyway. And there's a moment of passion, and there you are. And as you're being born, you say to everybody, well, see you later. And you dive into Earth, and you go, wah, wah, and you're a baby. Veil over. You were a baby, that's all your reality is, a baby. 9 years old, you're raped, 13, syphilis, 17, you die. No, I don't want to die, you're dead. You come up and you say, hi, back so soon, right. Well, that cleaned up all those 5 now. Is that too gross for you? From where I'm sitting, I've got to up-level it just one bit by just saying to you that the reality that lies behind all these relative realities, there is no time. All your reincarnations are happening simultaneously. That's a little heavy for you, but you got to understand that it's not like it's spread out like Bridie Murphy, like you were that 40 years ago. It's all here now. All your incarnations. So that when you get all done with the last one, you realize nothing happened anyway. I mean, I'm pushing your mind all over the place. If you could see the universe that way, what would be the difference in the meaning of death? Well, I'm finishing chapter 3. Now, I'm not saying that you should have a mind intellectual overlay that makes everything different that way, not a dishonest imposition of intellect. But for anybody that will subject themselves to simply sitting down quietly and learning how to quiet their mind by allowing the thoughts to come and go, just as simple a thing as following your breath. Just take 2 minutes now. Bring your awareness to your breath. Just notice the breath. Either notice it going in and out of your nose, or notice it rising and falling in the middle of your abdomen. Pick one or the other and stay with it. Notice the breath going in